Hello guys, welcome back once again in the another video of React Native. So in this video we will talk about the React Native lifecycle methods. So this is a very important topic and it is the backbone of the React Native. So the lifecycle of the React Native we used in the class component, we not used in the functional component. Actually the lifecycle methods are the series of the events that happen throughout the birth, growth and death of the React Native component. So the life cycle, actually the life of the component, when the component is created, when the component is growth and when the component is death. So it is the whole life cycle process. So in this lecture we will discuss all of these things. So React Native application component lifecycle, actually the inbuilt methods of the React Native, and it's applicable only in the class component. Second, the component lifecycle in React Native can be divided into 4 phases. So these are the 4 phases. First is the mounting phase. So in the mounting phase, the component is created and inserted into the app hierarchy. So inside the updating, the component is updated based on the props and the state. So all the updated related activities we perform in the updating phase. So the next phase is the unmounting phase. So inside the unmounting phase, the component is removed from the mobile app hierarchy. So we can say the component is removed from the hierarchy. And the last phase of the life cycle is the error handling phase. So in this phase, we handle all the error related activities of the component. So all phases have few methods to handle the activities of the mounting, updating, unmounting and error handling. So in this lecture we will describe all the methods we use in the mounting phase, and the updating, unmounting and error handling methods we will describe in the next videos. So these are the mounting methods and we just discuss in this lecture only these methods. So during this phase, components are created and inserted into the app view hierarchy. So it includes the following methods: constructor. So constructor, actually the initial methods. We can say this is the initial method when the component is created. So the first method is the constructor method is called in the component. Second method we can say is the static and get drive state from the prop. So when we want to change the state based on the prop and we want to compare the state with the prop, so we use this method. We can say the comparison between the prop and the state, and we want to change the state value based on the prop. So we should be use static get drive state from the props. So another method is the render method. So render actually is used for display the content. If you want to display anything on the screen, so we use the render. And another method we used in the mounting phase is the component did mount. So actually this method is used mostly for fetching the APIs. We want to display any timers, fetch any network request. So actually this method is called only a single time. So let's start with practical and we'll understand all the method one by one with practical way. So actually this is a class component I am already using here, and I am just calling a class component in the app.js, and this component we have already added here and created a separate lecture how we use the class component and function component. And if you did not watch my previous video how we use the component, so I have given the link in the description box, so you can watch my previous video if you did not watch. So here we will use just directly the class component. So this is a class component, and the first method we used in the class component is the constructor. So we just type here constructor and we can just declare like this. So constructor is a first function. So we can type here this is a first function called inside the class component, and here we can initialize the state value and here we can initialize the state, and we can also bind event handler inside the constructor. So how we initialize the state? For initialization we need to add here a this dot state, and this object we can directly use. And another thing we use here, use of super, import here props directly. Suppose I want to display any message, so I can initialize the state. So I am displaying here a message directly, so we can add this message inside the state, and we can use the state directly here like this. In the JSX we can display any message in the curly braces. So this dot state dot name of the property we are using here message. So now if I save this, a error message is showing here because we are not using here a super. So we need to add here super. Just save it, and you can see the output, because without super the state is not working, because super actually inherit the props from the root component. So here root component is the component we are importing from the state directly. So all the props inside the React component we can also use in the React Native component with the help of the super. Here you can write component, or you can directly here write React dot component. So it will work also, because a component is a child of the React library we are importing inside the React. So we can write here React dot component, or you can directly write here component. So super inherit the props from the root component. So another thing we use here, bind the event handler. If you want to perform any action, so you can bind any event here. So I have also created a separate video on this topic, how we bind the event inside the constructor. So you can watch my previous video if you want to learn how to bind the event inside the constructor. So suppose I want to console here a log and check what is calling before and after. So, and I am giving here a log. This is a constructor and this is a render. So just I save this. So you can see here this is a constructor, and second is this is a render. So first constructor is called and then render is called. So another method we used here is the static get drive state from prop. And we used here static, and here we used, suppose I am just return here a null. So you can return here null, or you can compare here prop and state, and based on the comparison you can return any value. So I am giving just a log, and I just save this. So now you can see here the first method is the constructor, and the second is the get drive state from prop, and the third is the render. So actually this method return value is automatically update the state. Suppose in the state I am displaying here a coding Gyaan. So if I am returning here another message and just save this, so you will see here the state is updated automatically. So actually this method update the state based on the return. So we can automatically update the state with the help of this method. But suppose I want to update the state based on the prop. So first of all we need to prop here. So props I am importing inside the constructor. So I am using this class from the app.js. So here base class is the app.js, so I can pass the prop from here, and here I am just passing this string from the prop. So now the props message is, I am setting this message as a prop message, and just I am commenting this line, and here I will just add a condition. If so, first of all we need to add and check here what is the props here and what is the state. So actually this is the state and this is a props. First we need to check here what is the props and what is the state. I just save this. So you will see here the first method is called here a constructor, and then the second method is called next prop is blank, and then the state value is coding Gyaan. So again render is called, but again the next prop is called the a new message. So prop is coming here. I am setting this message inside the app.js, and we can see this message inside the props. So the both messages coming inside the message. So I can add here a condition that if next props dot message is not equal to the previous state dot message, so we can return here the new prop message. So now inside the state is the coding Gyaan, and we can check on the simulator. So the same message is displaying here, but after adding this condition I save this, and now I check the same message is displaying here. But we need to add here a like this, and now save this. So the props message is not equal to the state message, and I am displaying this message based on this condition. So whenever this condition will not be fulfilled, so the different message will be displayed from the state, because we are updating the state based on the props. So like this we use the get drive state from the prop. So this is also a very important method, but is rarely used method. So mostly we use this method whenever we want to update the state based on the props. So the another mounting method, we used a component did mount. So this is a very important method, and mostly every component we use this, but mostly we use this method when we call any API. So now just save this. So here you can see the first method is called is the constructor, and the second method is the get drive state from prop, and third method is the render method, and the in last and the fourth method is the component did mount. So in this hierarchy of the mounting methods, so component did mount is called in the last. So component did mount only a single time. We can write here this method is called only single time. So whenever a component is mounted, so this method is called only a single time. So when you change anything in the component, so this method is called again. So like this we can use the mounting method in our class component. So render method actually called multiple time when you perform any event inside the component, but the component did mount method is called only a single time when the component is mounted. So in the next videos we will use the another lifecycle methods. So I hope this video is very helpful for understanding how we use the mounting methods in the React Native. So if you have any query, any doubt regarding to the mounting methods, so please let me know in the comment section. So if you like this video, please like, share and subscribe the channel. Thanks for watching.